All new Dr. Phil today. Do you really know the nanny who's watching your children?
She was an all-American girl, 23 years old. Moms trusted her, and their kids adored her.
The most wonderful babysitter ever.
But once the parents were gone,
God, I just don't care!
her dark side took over.
That will trick you, you know.
Now, Dr. Phil confronts her about what she did on the job.
Be very, very careful. You don't know what I know. You jack with me, and you'll be gone before you know it.
And
That's a shot, a little more.
is her mother making it all worse?
You're doing illegal drugs with her.
Wasn't my choice.
Somebody grabbed the back of your head and shoved it down on the table and said, snort this coke with your daughter?
The sitter's secret.
I can't take it anymore.
I don't put up with any of that bullshit. Coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go, in 10.
Stand by, camera 6.
If it's happening now, we're going to deal with it now.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Stand by A, and roll A, check in. Go, Dr. Phil.
You are going to hear a story today that is going to change the way you think about your life. It's going to change the way you think about the people around you in your life. This is a story about the most sought-after nanny in a neighborhood. She was an all-American girl, 23 years old, as cute as can be. Moms trusted her, and their kids adored her. But while the kids were sleeping, her secret life took over.
Why don't you go upstairs for a little bit, and then I'll come get you, I promise. 5 minutes. I'm this girl with high hopes and dreams. If you see me, you would never know I was a drug user, but I'm a junkie. I'm pissed. I don't want to be here. I hate drugs. I hate people who give me drugs. I shot up yesterday at my grandmother's. Double it's my soul right now. I am living a life that I'm not supposed to be living. It's wrong. I'm not like this. I'm not like this. Before I was a nanny working with the children, and I was so happy. Those are good times.
She's just caring and loving, and the kids flock to her. They're like the Pied Piper.
She is an amazing person. My kids love her.
I want to say, Stephanie, you're the most wonderful babysitter ever.
Devin is my boyfriend. I hooked up with him about 2 years ago. Devin introduced me into a bigger drug world. I'm getting ready to shoot. I don't know what I'm getting ready to shoot. I can't shoot my vein anymore. I'm gonna go on my chest. Ow.
Do you think you just shot coke or dope?
I decided to stop babysitting because my addiction was really starting to grab a hold of me. I have been high babysitting, but I would always make sure the kids were sleeping. I can't even begin to tell you how much I miss babysitting. And it's one of the best times of my life.
Well, one time she invited her crazy boyfriend over.
I have to kind of draw the line somewhere. Like, I can't have her live with me because of my kids. And I can't have, her boyfriend coming over here. So I have to kind of be careful.
Of course, we don't let her babysit anymore, and she knows that. She understands. We've talked to her about that.
Heroin has turned me into a liar. I've lied to friends and family. I have stolen money.
When you want drugs, you don't think, oh, I'm stealing, I just was like, oh, okay, she doesn't notice it. Your brain, the devil tricks you,
Hurting everybody, disappointing everybody, time and again. And I can't stop. This is my little crack house. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I don't need to hear any details. I don't care. Get me the out of here.
What sucks, and what's really depressing is the fact that at one time in my life, I was somebody. I was somebody good. I'm just a hopeless junkie these days.
Dr. Phil, please help me. Please help me. For the rest of my life, I'm scared. It was all fun and games at first. But I'm scared. I'm real scared.
Well, my past guest, Joni, former addict herself, is here today. She spent weeks documenting Stephanie with her camera and then sent it to us. Rebecca and another mom, also named Stephanie, hired our guest Stephanie to watch their children. She is the mom who called Joni looking to see if she could help in some way. What's your reaction to watching yourself on tape?
It's unreal. Sometimes I can't even believe that I'm like, that's me. Like, you know, it's sad.
Why did you agree to come here? What did you mean, if you even remember, saying at the end of the tape, Dr. Phil, help me?
Because I really want help. I need help badly. That person you saw in the videos, I'm ashamed of that person. That's not who I am. I'm better than that. I have this disease, and I know I've come to terms with it, and I want to fight it. I want that devil in me to be gone.
So, moms, you're hearing some things here that y'all didn't know before, right?
Partially.
Did you wonder if maybe this been going on while she was watching your children?
Not at the time, but now we wonder.
That's what I mean now, as you look back.
Not at the time, but now, yeah, that was... She definitely never seemed like she was using during when she was watching the kids. Now, when she went to bed and my husband and I would come home, maybe I didn't take too much notice of her personality, or I didn't want to.
Yeah, back when I was babysitting, when I was using pills, not necessarily when I was with the kids. There have been times when the kids have gone to bed and I took a couple pills.
So what have you done today? Be very, very careful. I ask you a question. You better tell me the truth.
Oh, I'm going to
You
tell
don't
you the
know
truth.
what I know.
I'm a very honest person.
You don't know what I know. And at some point, you're just going to have to understand that you're just going to have to be honest with me, because the way to tell when you're lying is if your lips are moving, right? You'll lie about anything, anywhere. I mean, that's part of this addiction. This is a time, if you want a chance to try and live, try and get your life back, you need to tell the truth about everything I ask you. Absolutely. And believe me, I am a human lie detector, and you jack with me and you'll be gone before you know it. I don't put up with any of that bullshit, and you just need to know that from me right up front, okay?
Okay.
So you need to think about that when I ask you the question. What have you done today?
Today I shot Suboxone and came here.
Where'd you get the needle?
Pharmacy. You just go there and say, hey, I need a 10-pack, 1 cc insulin syringe, please, and they'll give you a pack.
Okay, so where'd you go to a pharmacy? You left your hotel this morning early?
I had packed it in my bag.
Okay, so you brought it here.
I did.
You came to see me about your drug addiction, and you brought drug paraphernalia with you so you could shoot up before the show.
Well, I did, or else I would have been sick.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and Suboxone is an opiate, and it's often used to get off of heroin, but you can get high on it. It's not as good, but you can get high on it.
Someone with a tolerance like me, I do not get high off Suboxone, but say if you were to do Suboxone, it would knock you on your butt.
Yeah. Because your life's been unraveling in the last year, true?
Yeah.
How many times have you been to jail last year?
About 4 or 5.
4 or 5 times in the last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you shoot up. I noticed, why were you're actually shooting up in your breast now?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
You stab yourself in your vein so many times and you blow that vein out. It just goes flat and you can't use it for a while. Yeah.
Where do you usually shoot up?
Right there, along here, all right here. Yeah, I got some pretty bad scars.
Yeah. You say you're addicted to the needle itself. You say you love watching a needle go in your arm, the blood squirt up, it's a rush.
Yeah, it does become a thrill. It's like, you know, I don't know, every junkie, I hate that word junkie, but yeah, we like sticking needles in our arms.
Why do you hate that word?
Because it's disgusting, it's degrading, it's not something I want to be.
All right, next, we're going to find out what's going on with Stephanie's mom, Kim. Does she have anything to do with this drug problem? We'll find out when we come back.
My daughter has been making bad choices since the age of 12. I don't blame myself for Stephanie's choices.
It's Saturday night. That's not a shot. That's a shot. A little more. A little more.
I tried to get her to stop using, but when does a child ever listen to their parent?
Today we're talking to 23-year-old Stephanie. She says she had everything going for her. She was a great nanny, babysitting, aspiring singer, had plenty of friends. But all of that went down the drain 2 years ago when she was introduced to crack and heroin. Now, her mom, Kim, says that she's tried everything to save her daughter's life, even keeping her locked up in her home.
My life as a mother to Stephanie, my drug addict daughter, has been very emotional and scary. I'm well medicated to cope with this. I need a drink. Anyone like a drink? My daughter has been making bad choices since the age of 12. Stephanie started drinking NyQuil at 12, and then she started smoking pot, and then it led to cocaine, and I don't know if she did the crack first or the heroin first. Stephanie came to me one evening and said, "Mom, I have a date with my friend to do heroin." And I said, "Stephanie, please don't do it. All I've heard is nothing but bad things." And then she did come to me and say, "Mom, I did try it, but I didn't like it." And I was like, phew, thank God. Then she came to me like 2 days later and said, "Mom, I love it. I did it again." And I'm like, oh my God, Stephanie. And I tried to get her to stop using, but there's really nothing I could do. Why does your hand look swollen right there?
Because I shot drugs and missed.
Excuse me, I don't know anything about this. Stephanie did not listen at all to me. But when does a child ever listen to their parent? Stephanie, all to get her drugs, has stolen from stores, been arrested. She danced at strip clubs and stole money from my mom.
She took $20 out of Heather's pocketbook the other day.
Stephanie! Stephanie is living back home with me right now. I tried to hold Stephanie captive so she won't get drugs, but she gets mad at me anyway and leaves. Poor Stephanie's been through hell. When Stephanie was 12, a family member molested her repeatedly while I was working nights. When Stephanie told me about it, dummy me, I didn't believe her. I believe her now. I've been married 4 times. I pick I have 4 children. I'm married to a younger man. Robbie is 26. Stephanie knew Robbie before I did.
Even though I knew her first before mother.
All right, Robbie, we don't need to go there. Robbie, don't go there.
No.
Okay. They were just friends. I don't blame myself for Stephanie's choices. I've always been there for Stephanie. My greatest fear is getting that phone call in the middle of the night that Stephanie's dead. If my daughter doesn't get help, she will probably die.
Do you believe that?
I do believe that.
Do you believe that her life is at risk right now?
Yes, I do.
Because as she sits here, you know, as you look at her, she's just cute as she can be, and she's all fixed up, and you could put her in the audience, and people wouldn't pick her out in a million years as a heroin addict.
I believe she will die without help.
You're doing everything you can to help her. You've even locked her in your house, right?
Yes, I've locked her in my house.
Are you part of the problem? Or is this something that you're trying to control instead of throw gas on?
I don't think I'm part of her problem. I'm here for her now to try and help her.
So you're not part of the problem, and you're here for her now. Now, you know, just a week ago, she bought $120 worth of crack and shot up $50 worth of heroin just a week ago. The next day, she smoked crack all night, did $30 worth of heroin. You know that just within the last week.
I know that.
True? True. Joni, true? You've documented all of this, right?
Yes.
We have video documentation of it. You know that she's been to jail 4 times in the last year.
I've gotten her out before. Big mistake. Should have left her in there.
You said something that I thought was really interesting. You said, as evidence of how open the relationship was, that she came to you 2 days before she was going to go out and do heroin.
She did, and I begged her not to. Didn't I beg you? I begged her not to.
That was 2 years ago?
Yes.
Okay, and you were how old?
21.
Uh-huh. And you did what? What'd you say to her? What'd you do?
I just told her, please don't try it, because I know it's a very addictive drug, and once you start, you can't come off of it.
Yeah.
So I've been told.
Do you have a problem with drugs? Do you have a problem with alcohol?
No.
No problem with drugs or alcohol?
No.
Did you bring drugs with you on this trip?
Prescription drugs.
Uh-huh. Did you take drugs this morning?
I took a Xanax, sorry. I was very nervous.
You took a Xanax this morning. Did you give her any?
No.
Okay. Did she drink yesterday?
No. Yes.
In the
I'm
morning.
sorry. Yes, she did. Oh,
well,
yeah.
it was in the morning, so I know it's a long
No,
time ago.
yes.
She drank yesterday morning.
She did yesterday
Yeah.
morning. She got very drunk before our airplane ride. Yes,
Okay.
she did.
Okay. Did you drink with her?
I had a Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary's a morning drink, though. No, honestly, isn't it?
In your purse, you have morphine, Percocet, Ambien, and Xanax. You're carrying that with you because...
Wait a minute, what is it? Morphine, Ambien.
Morphine, Percocet, Ambien, and
Yes.
Xanax all in one bottle.
You have morphine?
Yes.
Oh.
You're not getting it. I just had back surgery.
Well, you ought to be
I don't take them all
pain-free.
at once.
What?
I don't take them all at once.
So you're taking, you've had back surgery, so you're having to take morphine, Percocet. You've also got Ambien and Xanax, so you're taking those because they're prescribed.
When I need them.
Did you read anything on the bottle about not drinking, even though Bloody Mary is a morning drink, about not drinking on top of those drugs? Well, I'm going to get that answer from Kim when we come back. Well, Joni says Kim is a very bad influence on her daughter, Stephanie. So I just wanted to look at some of the video evidence. Let's take a look.
Mom, no, they're here filming me right now. I don't know, Mom. You stayed out getting drunk and didn't come home. We're just worried.
I don't have to be until 1:30.
Well, I thought you said you were going to be here for me.
I'll let you know.
Growing up, I always saw my mother drunk.
I like the Bloody Mary.
There has been addiction in my family. I haven't had any struggles with drugs or alcohol.
It's Saturday night. That's not a shot. That's a shot. A little more. A little more. I'm not happy with this. All right, that's it.
Are you worried about her drinking vodka?
Yes, I am. Yes.
I'd rather see her drink vodka than do anything else.
Okay, but go get your own bottle.
I always worry about my mom because I don't want to see her screw up. Like, she, at one point, was at a real low point in her life. I'm just afraid of her reverting back to that.
Here to get Stephanie getting help, Dr. Phil.
Yes.
Wow.
And he's gonna be like, oh my God.
All right, y'all need help too. We're not alcoholics.
We're not alcoholics.
We're not.
Are you kidding me? You said that you're here to help her. And I just got to get all of this out on the table. I mean, Kim, are you kidding me? You want to see that again?
No.
Do I need to play that again?
No.
You're telling me yesterday morning you took a Percocet and 3 shots of vodka, and you say, I don't have a drinking or a drug problem, and then you've got a daughter whose life is hanging in the balance. She's smoking crack, she's shooting up heroin, she's taking Suboxone, and you're pouring her drinks at a party? Talk to me. Say something.
I'm wrong. I'm sorry, Stephanie. I shouldn't have given you drinks. But I took the bottle and hit it after that shot, didn't I? Yes. Didn't I, Joni?
You are you seriously going to try and defend that behavior?
No.
That's what we saw with a camera standing there. Have you ever done drugs with her?
No. Have we? No.
Am I supposed to pretend I believe that? I'm sorry. Was it my move next? I'm sorry. Was I supposed to pretend that I believe that?
Well, what are you
I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. For God's sakes, ladies, come on. This is it. This is the precipice. You are at the threshold. Are you going to sit here and lie to me? Are you going to tell me you've never done drugs with your daughter? I got a polygraph operator 3 minutes from here. I'll pull him in if you need him.
What have we done? We have snorted one one line together. Is that what he's referring to? Because that's all we've ever done. Huh?
Yes, we snorted coke once together.
With your daughter?
Yes.
When was this?
Years ago.
This was before I really bad on drugs.
Okay, so you started heroin when you were 21, so it was before that, right? How old were you?
I was like 20.
Yeah. So you were doing illegal drugs with her?
It wasn't my choice, but I did it.
I'm sorry, somebody grabbed the back of your head and shoved it down on the table and said, snort this coke with your daughter?
No.
Did they have a gun to your head?
No.
Because if they'd have had a gun to my head, they'd have just had to pull the damn trigger, lady, before I would do drugs with my child. Are you kidding me? What, am I missing something here? I know you're in a drug haze with a totally toxic brain, but even you ought to figure out this isn't correct.
I know it's wrong.
Do you?
Yes.
She's drugged out and knows it's wrong, and you're sitting there going, well, just one time. It wasn't my choice. Whose choice was it? Just for the record, just for entertainment purposes, I just want to know.
I guess it was our choice.
Well, no, seriously, whose choice was it? You can get defensive and paranoid and hate me later, but right now, just answer the question.
I don't hate you.
Well, it's early. Stephanie says her father wants nothing to do with her, but he did want me to relay a message from him. You're going to hear what he has to say when we come back.
I was 17 when I got pregnant with Stephanie. Her dad gave me a choice of either having her or having him, and of course I chose my baby. When Stephanie was little, her and her dad really got along really good. And then as she got older, he started telling her that she was a piece of
When I was 12, I moved in with my dad and started acting out in school and acting promiscuous. I got caught writing dirty letters to boys, and at that time, my dad really started verbally abusing me. I was all of a sudden nothing to him. I was a whore just like my mother, a 12-year-old whore. I ruined his life. I'm nothing but the biggest mistake of his life.
I think a lot of Stephanie's problems stem from her dad, and once someone's told it all their life, that's what they think of themselves.
My dad blocked my number. How lovely is that? Let me get my sister's cell phone.
Dad, it's me. So Dr. Phil Show wants to know if you will talk to them about stuff. I'm assuming since you have my number blocked that you're probably not interested in my life, as you said before. Anyway, I guess tell me. I know you hate me. Okay, so whatever.
I don't care about my real dad anymore. He's dead to me.
Well, that was Stephanie. She's addicted to crack and heroin. Doesn't look like it, but she is. She partly blames her father, Steve. Her mother, Kim, says Steve verbally abused Stephanie growing up. But Steve says that is absolutely not true. Now, he refused to be part of the show because he says he doesn't want to have any contact with Stephanie until she is clean and sober. He does have things to say to Stephanie. He says that he wants to have a relationship with you. He very much does. He says that he loves you. He says that he is behind you. And he says that he has cut off contact with you because he doesn't know what else to do.
You know, and that's what I don't understand, is because growing up, my dad was everything to me. My dad was my hero. And, you know, I learned a lot of good from my dad, you know. But just, as I got older, he was this monster, and one minute he's hot, and next minute he's cold. I was constantly walking on eggshells, and, you know, that messed me up big time. That messed me up more than anything else that's ever happened to me. Was that just having someone that you adore and you just love and you look up to, and him just turn around and spitting on you and telling you what a piece of you are, you know? Like, that didn't go over too well in my life. I mean...
That was then. And this is now, and he wants nothing to do with you at this point, and you say that's fine, it's not healthy to be with him.
Right.
But it's not fine. I mean, you don't like that.
I don't, but it has to be. I can't take it anymore. I can't take just one day call my dad, hey, how are you? And everything's fine. And then a week later I call him and he's like, what do you want from me? I'm not interested in your life. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I've dealt with it long enough.
Does it seem to you, just looking at her in total objectivity, that she is mentally, emotionally, addictively compromised at this point?
Very much so.
How do you square that with having a drinking party? How do you square that? Does that seem irresponsible to you on reflection?
Very, but I didn't want her to drink, but she was taking the bottle anyway.
Do I need to play the tape again?
No.
I mean, come on, are you that in denial?
I am No, I'm not in denial. It was wrong.
What did you say to her?
I said, Mom, just talk. Just be honest. Just talk from your heart. It's fine.
I am talking. She wanted a drink, and I gave it to her. I know it's wrong.
You are in denial. You're a mother of an addict sitting here, and yesterday you threw 3 shots of vodka on top of a Percocet before you came to the Dr. Phil show to get your daughter help?
I don't mean to defend her. It was a drink, and I'm the addict here. I don't know if,
Yeah, you're the addict, and I'm the doctor. And I'm asking questions of the enabling parent who is sabotaging you right and left, okay? And if you don't see the toxic nature of that, then I'm going to point it out to you. And she's not the only problem. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Stephanie's boyfriend, Devin. She says that he's the love of her life, but he introduced her to hard drugs. He's going to be calling from jail. Plus, we're going to hear more from Heather, her best friend, as well. Stay right here.
I'm in love.
Stephanie's boyfriend, Devin, is a royal piece of shit. He's shooting her up with heroin and getting Stephanie arrested.
I could see myself spending the rest of my life with him.
Stephanie's boyfriend, Devin, is a royal piece of shit.
Love you.
I love you too.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye. I'm in love.
As soon as Devin and Stephanie got together, her life has definitely gone downhill. Going downhill.
He's shooting her up with heroin and stealing from stores to buy the and getting Stephanie arrested.
When Devin is not on drugs, he's just the best boyfriend. When Devin is on drugs, it's a nightmare. Mom, he's got a good heart. He's a good person. He's just...
Anyone that's gonna beat you up is...
Mom, he didn't beat me up. He kicked me, pulled me down the stairs, threw me in the dirt, stabbed me with a knife. No.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
You just want me to have a heart attack today, don't you?
Although he and I are not good for each other,
I still love him. I could see myself spending the rest of my life with him. He wants to marry me.
You're seeing the footage you're seeing because a former guest of mine, an addict herself, Joni, decided to try and document some of this to bring the reality to the forefront. Now, just imagine that your cute young nanny, who your kids just adore, is the person you're seeing in that footage. You think she's perfect, and then one day you find out that she's been doing drugs. That's Stephanie's story. She was once the most popular babysitter in her neighborhood, but now she's a heroin and crack addict. Stephanie's family is in agreement about one thing. They all say Devin, her boyfriend, is to blame. Today, Devin is joining us on the phone from jail. He's currently serving time for theft. Devin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I've been hearing Stephanie describe the fact that you have been physically abusive with her. Is that true?
Not nearly as physically abusive as she is towards me. We have our fights, and 9 times out of 10, I just take a beating like a man should. And every now and then, just out of instinct, I don't know, I'll accidentally maybe slap her real fast. I've never hurt Stephanie. She's never hurt me. And all of our fights always end up with a hug. I mean...
Did you accidentally push her down in the mud and kick her?
I didn't kick her, but yeah, I pushed her down in the mud.
Have you stabbed her?
No, I didn't stab her. I kind of poked her.
With what?
I poked her. I mean, just a very little prick with a knife. For a very good reason, though.
Okay, explain that to me. I'm not clear on what the stabbing conditions are.
We were doing very well. We probably each had over a month's sobriety, and I was at work, and I came home, and Stephanie was at the house, and I noticed that she had relapsed on drugs, and she wouldn't tell me, and she kept lying to me. And I guess, I don't know, I was so mad about her relapsing and lying about it that I poked her in the leg with a knife.
Heather, what do you think? Do you think he's a good influence in her life?
Not at all a good influence.
Are you worried about him hurting her?
Yes. I'm worried about actually any negative people in her life.
And you think he's on that list?
On the top.
At the top of the list?
Yeah.
Do you want him in your life, Stephanie?
I do.
Why?
I love him. I know he's a great person at heart.
He's hit you, pushed you down, kicked you, stabbed you, and taken you to a drugstore to shoplift, and you got caught, all in the name of drugs. Do you think that maybe that's not a good association?
No, but no.
Stephanie says she wants out of this drug-crazy life. Is it too late for her? Is she going to go home to a toxic environment when she gets out? Who knows if she ever gets out of this lifestyle? We'll be right back.
My friend Heather is the best. She's my soulmate of friends, really. Good friend, I won't hold it down. Feeling like you want it, oh, that's cute.
I always cry when I talk about Stephanie. We are great together.
Why don't you straighten up your stuff?
When Stephanie's on drugs, she's not herself.
I give you my word, I'm not gonna ask you for another $20.
Well, how are you gonna get another $20? And I'm trying not to drop out of her life. And it's just, she just keeps disappointing. And she's like, I'm gonna be clean. And then she acts like she's clean and she's not.
My friend Heather has been very loyal to me. I never meant to hurt her so much.
I feel very helpless because I am. Really, I mean, I can be there for her and listen to her and talk to her, but I can't help her. She has to help herself.
Well, Stephanie says if she doesn't get help soon, that she won't live to see the next 5 years. Do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. When I'm using, I want to die. Every time I stick that needle in my arm, I'm hoping it's the last time. It's gotten that bad.
Because it can get worse.
Oh, I'm sure. I know. I'm sure.
I want to introduce you to somebody special, another former guest of mine named Sarah. You may remember her. She was addicted to crack and heroin. She was living on the streets just a year ago. Sarah, you've seen it before, haven't you?
Yeah.
You and Tekoa have seen this before.
I just really think that you should go to treatment and just do the things they tell you to do there. And you have to make a whole life change. You have to change everything.
How bad did it get for you and your sister? You guys were actually selling yourselves on the street.
Yeah, it got really bad. It got to where I definitely wanted to die. But it is so different right now. I have a year sober next month.
I'm scared. For the first time in my life, I am scared. Scared.
Heather,
Safe.
come up here and sit next to her. You can fit.
It's my woman.
Because you know, if you keep up what you're doing, she's gone. Right? I mean, you're not going to let her pull you down, let her ruin your life, your career, your future. I mean, at some point, you'll say, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm. It's getting kind of close, actually.
Do you think she's got a chance?
I do, with help.
Do you think she's got a chance with you? Because I'm going to tell you, I just met you, but I'm going to tell you, I think you are both an alcoholic and a drug addict. That's just, I mean, Bells, I'm not saying I'm right, and I can't prove it. I see what I see, and I hear what I hear. I think you've got a real substance problem here. I think you've had it for a long time, and I think you got it now. I think you're addicted to prescription drugs, and I think you're drinking to excess. What do you think?
I might say prescription drugs, but I don't really drink that much. I mean, I know on film it looked like it because we were having a oyster shooter party. Those are oyster shooters. Not that it makes a difference, but...
No, it doesn't. Justify, deny, duck, weave, evade, but never step up and own it. That's you. Rich, stand up, if you would, please. This is Rich Whitman. He is from La Hacienda, which is a serious, absolute, cutting-edge, top-drawer drug rehabilitation program. He is here to take you with him. He is here to, you don't pass go, you don't go home, you don't call friends. All you do is get patted down, your luggage gets searched, they go through places you haven't even thought of to hide drugs and paraphernalia, and then he takes you straight there. You may be gone for a long, long time. Rich, what do you think?
There is no going back home for you. Playmates and playgrounds have got to change. That includes Mom, too.
We'll be right back. Well, we've been talking about drug addiction today, and it cuts across all levels of society. Stephanie, you are totally committed to doing what you have to do, right?
Absolutely.
And you're going there from here. You're not going back home. You're going there from here.
Good.
And Kim, you understand, well, maybe you don't, but you should understand that I believe to the core of my soul that you should be in treatment, because I believe to the core of my soul that you are an addict. And the only reason that you're not going to do it is because you don't see it. You think you're fine. You think you'll get through your back surgery. You'll get rid of the morphine, the Percocet, the Xanax.
Oh, I know I can stop.
All that stuff. Well, we'll see.
Okay.
I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm not, but I hope I am. I truly hope I am. Because she can't come home to a toxic environment with justifications and blah, 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 blah. She can't do that. You owe it to her to get yourself straight.
I will.
If you have a family member, a friend you think needs help, but you don't know how to do it, log on to drphil.com, because I'm going to give you complete instructions on how to get someone you love the help that they need. Now, I really, really hope you will do that. Thanks for being here.